Tonight on the Cooligans, we are talking about the UEFA Champions League knockout rounds. They have returned. Messi is not looking great. Barca's not looking great, but Mbappe is absolutely thriving. We talk a little bit of Liverpool. Also, a new baby is part of the Cooligans family. The Ashlyn baby has arrived.
That's right. We're Theos now. Plus, we talked to Andy Haynes, hilarious comedian. You've seen him on The Roast. He's got an amazing podcast. He's a huge Arsenal fan, a huge Sounders fan. We talked about everything from soccer to funny stuff. It's absolutely incredible. That and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
Vamos. Let's go. Let's do this.
Where are we going?
Let's get right into it. Okay, there is no time to waste. Okay, we got to get right to the show. Because
I want to thank everyone who has ever followed, watched, listened. Because I'm wearing a tracksuit, folks.
Full tracksuit.
It's what I've always wanted.
We don't even need to confirm to see the bottom half. We know it's there.
Buddy, it's not. Nothing is, but trust me, the pants are right over there. No, I'm joking.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
Thank you so much, and I am Alexis Guerreros.
All right, we are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show that has ever lived right out here on Fubo Sports Network.
That's right. We also happen to be the gulliest show that ever lived right out here on Fubo Sports. All right.
Boom. Okay. We have an exciting show today. We're going to be joined by comedian Andy Haynes, a friend, a dear friend who we've chopped it up for years at the comedy clubs doing shows. You've seen him on Comedy Central. You've seen him on his great podcast.
He's been on the roasts. He's been in social. He's on your social. He's all over the place. Very funny, Andy Haynes. Next week we're gonna have Bobby Fruit of the Loom.
Is that a person? I don't know what that is. What is
Haynes underwear. Come on. Stick with me,
okay.
Christian. We going places, baby.
Look, because you said Bobby Fruit of the Loom, and I'm like, nah. What circuit does he wear? I don't really. I haven't really come across.
Is that his screen name? Because I really don't know him.
Because I've heard some ridiculous stage names for some comedians, and Bobby Fruit of the Loom is not even close to the crazy.
Let me call him by stage name, Bobby Hamburger Fruit of the
Loom. Yes, Andy's a great dude, hilarious comic. He's also he's an Arsenal fan. He's from Seattle. We talk all about it, but we got to start today discussing the UEFA Champions League because there've been a couple matches. We are taping this right after the results from PSG.
That's right. It's a small gang that also plays soccer.
Barcelona and PSG played against each other, and RB Leipzig against Liverpool. But we got to talk about this Barcelona PSG match because PSG won handily 4-1. Barcelona didn't even look like they had a game plan, to be honest.
No.
But it was the Mbappe show for PSG.
Bruh, no Neymar, no problems. if you're PSG. PSG look better without Neymar in the Champions League than they do with Neymar in Ligue 1.
They looked pretty comfortable. Barcelona, their issues right now, we see that in La Liga, they're not doing too well. Okay. My dog is losing his mind.
Clearly he put money on Barca, and this is what happens when you gamble, folks. He's afraid he's going to lose a paw.
Look, he owes a lot of bad people a lot of money. All right,
this is the life. I mean, you can't let him hang out in those dog parks. You meet sometimes the wrong people.
No, the problem with Barcelona is like they're having a tough time in La Liga, but when they play in Champions League, they get exposed. They are a flawed team.
Yeah, and I think the problem is like it's going to go down as Serginho Dest didn't play a good game. But you cover Mbappe.
You, Ronald Koeman, you could get in here and start taking care of this.
Bruh, try. Just once. I mean, I think he did his thing, Serginho Dest, and Serginho Dest is probably one of the best players on Barca right now. But clearly, this is what happens when you go against, a team like PSG that clearly came with a game plan of how to attack Barcelona, and apparently it's by shooting shots at their goal.
But look, the bigger issues, and I think that they're bigger talking points during Champions League, obviously because more people are watching. But Barcelona can't defend. They have terrible defenders. I mean, they don't really have the chemistry that we're just sort of used to seeing, or we're used to seeing the beautiful football of Barcelona and everything.
But their defense used to be, like a strong offense, right? Like if you keep possession, they get frustrated and they get put out of position. Ronald Koeman is like, I ain't with all that. Like, we're going to pass a lot, but we're going to do things differently. And then they're losing, you know what I mean? And I mean, we're
going to go in a different direction, more the L direction, you know?
I think, why do we always need to be at the top? You know what I mean? I think what you're watching here is Barcelona. There was a feeling that the transition would be quick and that they would sort of solve things to try to keep Messi. And when you're looking, it's like, Messi don't want to be a part of this. Messi's looking over at PSG and he's like, how much y'all want?
Yeah, because
how much are y'all going to pay me?
It's week to week, Sometimes, Messi will have a great game. He'll score a great free kick. And everybody's like, oh, he
loves it here.
He loves it here. They're having a bit of a spat, but clearly he still loves this club. And then next week, it's like, it's like an on again, off again relationship.
Yeah, he never loved y'all. Check his Instagram DMs. It's getting wild.
You need to leave him, okay? You need to be done with him.
They toxic, Messi. You need to bounce. We never liked them anyway. We got more Champions League and a lot more coming up right after this. Hi, baby. We're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC. And don't forget, Andy Haynes is going to be on the show. Absolutely hilarious comedian, huge Seattle Sounders and Arsenal fan. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But before that, we were just talking a little bit about Champions League. And Christian, the win by Barcelona. I mean, the loss by Barcelona, the win by PSG. A game like that has to be a bit of a message, right? We've been talking about Messi possibly going to PSG. But some think this is also a little bit of a highlight for Mbappe to show what he can do for his opportunity to maybe audition here for Real Madrid. What are we thinking there?
Look, I think a lot of people think, Mbappe is not long for PSG. I don't know how much time. But
you stick around to play with Messi, though, no?
I'd stick around. I'd be like, okay.
If you were leaving a restaurant, you were like, but Messi's coming. I'd be like, I think we can miss the show.
Okay, I'm going to rearrange a couple things on my schedule, and I think I can make it work, okay?
I think the wife will understand if I'm a little late,
Look, I don't know how long... it's not a matter, Mbappe is going to be at PSG for as long as he wants to be there.
He is the one calling the shots here.
Yeah. And look, if he wants, I know his dream club is Real Madrid, and Real Madrid would be happy to bring in the young man and help him. So they wouldn't say no to that either. So
you think someone goes to Pochettino and says, you're wanted in Mbappe's office?
He's like, oh man, I think it's gonna be bad news.
You think I'm getting traded or transferred?
His office is just his locker. He has to talk to him in front of the rest of the players.
The players are all the backs turned. They make a wall. You got to twist Verratti's hand and open him like a door.
Mbappe, you wanted to see me?
I have been called.
No, man. At this point, it's really just business and financial stuff. Like, look, Mbappe could have gone, and when he left Monaco, he could have gone right to Real Madrid. I don't think anybody would have been surprised at that move either.
No. Although they didn't have the money for him, only PSG did. But that also begs the question: is like, who can pay you more than PSG, or is PSG going to take a hit by paying Messi big money? Which I'm assuming, if they do get Messi, obviously it's between them and City. Who's going to get a Manchester City or PSG? If you're PSG, Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, that sounds like more fun than whatever Real Madrid got going on. You know what I mean?
We usually see PSG dominate, especially in Ligue 1, right? And just Neymar and Mbappe would just embarrass some of these defenders. They call them farmers, right? In Ligue 1. But imagine what Messi would do out there, bro. It would be just week after week.
It would extend his career by 3 years.
It would be absolutely insane. And I say that even because, there are rumors that Messi will go to MLS at some point. And I for whatever reason, I don't think he would embarrass as many people in MLS as he would in Ligue 1. You know what I mean? I think the ego of MLS defenders will not allow them to be so. I mean, look, there'll be the occasional embarrassment. Don't get me wrong.
He'll get it. He'll get highlights. But I think at the most part, I think you're right. I think it's a bit more physical here, just like it would be in Premier League versus Ligue 1. Everyone's like, can I just touch you?
All right, we got more to discuss, and Andy Haynes will be coming up in a little bit, so come right back.
I'm Ashlyn Harris.
And I'm Krieger.
And we're getting
Gully with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC, and make sure to stick around. We will be talking to Andy Haynes, hilarious comedian, coming up after this. But we got to start with this big news. Insane news. Yep. Absolute Valentine's Day. All your Valentine's Day posts. Yo, I love my girl.
I had a good one. I thought I had a good one, and then I got shown up.
I love my dude. I love none of them even mattered after this news dropped, because our homies, Krieger, Ashlyn Harris, for Valentine's, they win every holiday. I mean, it's just obvious. They have a baby.
Dude, hold on. Allie and Ashlyn, baby! Wow.
Congratulations to the Crashland couple, the Crashland baby.
Little baby Sloan.
Little baby Sloan. This is absolutely wild. I mean, look, there's a lot of Krieger stands and Ashlyn stands and Crashland stands, and people go crazy over anything that they do. But when it comes to now the growing family, the first thing I thought when I saw this baby, I'm like, the drip alone. Okay, the style, the onesies,
dude.
Okay,
the fashion statements this baby is gonna make.
Okay, how you a baby and also an influencer already, bro?
How you got more followers than me? Who gave this baby the swipe up feature?
It is incredible. So I'm so excited. I mean, look, they're great human beings.
Are we uncles now?
That's look. Now it's like we weren't invited to the wedding, but clearly
we were. They got lost.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake. But baby's first birthday. The Uncle Cooligans are gonna be there.
Listen. I know you got a couple uncles, right? And then maybe the men's national team or whatever. But how about a couple Theos? Who's gonna show up in a full tracksuit? Huh?
Okay, like an assistant coach. All right.
Just be like, hey, what's going on over here? Anybody need anything? I'm prepared for it. I got a clipboard.
No, so this is super, super cool. I know they're gonna be just absolutely amazing parents.
They're gonna be incredible. I know. I mean, could you ask for a better parents than Allie and Ashlyn? Come on.
I mean, look, it's when it comes to just like straight up being the cool, like who's gonna be the corny parent? You know what I mean? Right? It's gonna be difficult to figure that out. Who's gonna make the corny jokes?
They're gonna be like, mom's doing another fashion shoot. So corny. Winning another World Cup. How lame.
Yeah, I'm tired of it, Mom. Okay, yeah, it's just no. There's no way to figure it out. We should put out like a poll or a bet or something to figure out who's gonna be the lame parent or who's gonna be the cool parent.
I think we'll take care of the lame as the Theos. When we get back, don't forget we got Andy Haynes right when we get back after this. baby, and we're back on a Cooligans Living Room FC, and finally our guest is here. And it's nice when the guest is just someone we know is a homie, you know?
That's right, because we don't have to worry about making them uncomfortable, you know?
Right.
Because when it comes to our friends, we don't really think about boundaries, you know?
No. The only problem is that, and I love having comedians on, I just wish I respected this dude's comedy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes it difficult.
You know, the next like half an hour is going to be real difficult for us, you know?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to hide it. But no, I'm kidding, man. I absolutely, there's few comedians that I have on this list that what we call like how most people treat The Godfather, regardless of when it's on, you're going to watch the rest of the movie. This dude is one of those people that when they're on stage, I'm like, I got to hear what they're going to say next. I got to hear what they're working on. He's always working on some new material that's absolutely hilarious. And he comes from such a different angle than I do, is why I love watching him on stage. Absolutely hilarious. Also a massive Arsenal fan. And it's about time we flood these airwaves with more Arsenal conversation.
Because there's not enough.
The only put your hands together unless you're driving for Andy Haynes, everybody.
Woo!
What's
up,
good?
guys?
There he is. What's up, man?
Thanks so much for joining us, man. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a long time, and obviously we play on the same soccer team. Obviously, we are professional soccer players, so we play on Cooligans FC at the NYC Footy Sunday League. And look, all I really want to say is, man, I miss you, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I miss you. I miss playing. I'm excited to get those emails from Footy, whatever, telling us that we're back. I'm hoping that the numbers stay low enough that we can kick the ball around. But yeah, man.
There's like
That'd
a
be
reason.
fun. I actually did an outdoor show with Andy, probably going back to the summer at this point, where Andy was just sitting there, just like writing in his notebook. It was in some park in Brooklyn. And I just walked over, and instead of being like, yo, haven't seen you in months, I'm like, Arteta, you think it's going to be... like, immediately, I'm like, no. I get to have an Arsenal conversation with a human in person?
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I
knew immediately who it was, too. Like, it's funny that you just, like... It was like starting a conversation that we had, like, got cut off, like, by service or something. And I was like, oh, and by the way, he's shit. Like, It was just... I'm actually... Speaking of Arteta, I'm cautiously optimistic, but it's it's good to see you guys. I'm happy that some people get it. It's so hard because I don't really have a lot of friends that are like big football heads, and so it's nice to see you guys because I hang out with a lot of comics who they literally don't know anything that's happened with soccer at all.
Yeah, and we say this all the time on the show. Like when we can't, there's not many comedians that we can actually talk. Hey, look at Rosebud
and the dog.
And the dog. Wait, is she getting food? What happened? Who's at the door?
My dogs just came back from their walk. So
that's also another very funny comedian, Rosebud Baker, in the background.
She doesn't know anything about soccer. She watched. Literally, this is a conversation we had the other day. It was Saturday morning. It was 8 a.m. and. We were watching Arsenal lose to a team they should not have lost to. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there in bed, just like, and she goes, "Why are you an Arsenal fan?" And I go, they were the team that I related to the most when I started watching the EPL. And then she goes, "Have you thought about trying for a month to support another club?"
Which is, by the way, and now just so you understand how funny this is, and I'm sure she knows this, you have an Arsenal tattoo.
I know. I brought that up.
You can't now bring up.
I knew it was going to piss him off.
Okay.
I said that because I knew it was going to.
Get out of here. Nobody wants to.
You're starting to see what a marriage between two comedians is like. I mean, it's just. Well, the shocking thing is, and my wife has brought this up, she's like, why do you do something that you know is going to make you sad for the rest of the day? Like, it ruins the weekend, or it ruins at least your Saturday. And it's like, I don't understand how to explain that the highs are so high, it's worth these lows.
And I don't even have an excuse because I got into supporting Arsenal from reading Fever Pitch, the Nick Hornby book.
That's
and it's basically
wildly embarrassing to admit.
Yeah, it's an account of just a horrible, toxic relationship with a soccer team and how it ruined his life. And I was like, this is the team for me. This'll turn out differently. Yeah, it was
That's
smart.
a very Andy Haynes thing to do, though. Just so if people don't know Andy, it's like, wait, you read something about how horrific it is, and then he's like, I think I want to do it.
I think I want in on this. I have an outlet for my pain. Okay, cool. I'm in.
This is my kind of torment.
Can I make sports intellectual and sad? Okay. Yeah. I'm in.
Yeah. It's right in your wheelhouse, dude.
So where's the tattoo? And when'd you get it? Why'd you get it? Oh, there it is. There's the gunner. Cannon.
Well, because I was an Arsenal fan since, my teens, and I'm always like finding the watching party, wherever it was. LA had like a really good, they had this bar in Studio City called the Fox and the Hound, and it was like West Coast. So it was like real diehards, you'd get up at like 4 a.m. to watch like an FA Cup, and the place is full, kids, families, like a proper pub. And
what cribs in there? Why is
it was
we got pints, we got breastfeeding. If anybody
wants to call Child Protective Services, I'm sure you would be successful. But then I just saw a bunch of Arsenal tattoos, and I have a couple tattoos, and I don't know if you guys have tattoos, but once you get a couple tattoos, you'll find yourself in these moments where you're with a friend getting a tattoo, or you just want a tattoo, but you don't know what. And I was like, I don't have a cannon yet. I might as well get a cannon. And was it
difficult deciding between the old badge, which probably was around when you started supporting, and the current badge, because the cannon faces the opposite direction?
I don't think I thought that much through it. I mean, it's actually
good. It's not like it's permanent.
It's messed up too, because it's like this old, like I got it in Chicago, like at this tattoo parlor that this like the guy was like still had the DTs from the night before. He was not well, and he like it's all scarred up. It's like it's not a good tattoo. You can barely see between the spokes. I mean, it was just
that is kind of fitting for an Arsenal tattoo. I mean, it's suffering right now. There's pain.
and how we. I was going to say, just how are we feeling about Arsenal this year in general? I mean, look, I'm an Everton fan. I'm looking at it from the outside. I'm trying to, I empathize with Arsenal fans, because there is you win 2-3 in a row, and it's like, all right, we're back. We're basically going invincible from this moment on, and then you lose, a game 1-0, and it's like, get rid of all these players. Why haven't we signed Messi? It gets pretty wild.
I mean, I like Arsenal's style of, I like the way they buy and train, develop players. I think it's always been ideal. It hasn't always been beneficial, because like there's so much money in the EPL now that like teams can really just construct, like a crazy squad or whatever. But I keep on looking at our team, and I feel like you probably feel the same way, Alexis. Like we have such a deep bench right now. Yeah. We have so many young players and new acquisitions that are like, there's so much talent on that team, and it's really baffling as to why we aren't. I mean, the Arteta growing pains are like a thing, but like when you look at us, I mean, we really should be like, if you put it like in the Moneyball kind of like, running the numbers, we really should be doing much better than we are. And I just think it has to do with gelling or something like that. But overall, I'm optimistic. I don't know if Arteta's long for this world,
I mean, okay, for the team at least. The world he gets to stay in.
No. If you get fired, if you get sacked, you get killed.
Yeah. The rules are different now in EPL. There's just too much money involved.
Yeah. The Cronkies actually fly him to Oman, and he's killed with dogs.
It seems like an expensive way to go, but if it has to happen, I guess. All right, we got so much more with Andy Haynes coming right up.
Hi, I'm Trinity Rodman, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. We are here with comedian Andy Haynes, and also I'm Baller as well, because you play on the same team as I do, Cooligans FC.
Dude, I text Christian after the first time you played with him. I'm like, is he good?
Yeah,
because I low-key wanted you to suck. You know what I mean?
Of course.
No, but Andy can ball. And Andy, you are originally from Washington State. Are you from Seattle proper?
Yeah. I'm from like, it sounds like a joke, but I'm literally from like a few blocks from the Space Needle.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Like,
I thought you were going to say, I low-key thought you were going to say you're from the building that was supposed to, like the building from Frasier. Like that one.
Oh, yeah. I grew up, I'm actually Eddie's dog walker.
That to me is more famous than the Space Needle.
So obviously Seattle has a great soccer culture. Obviously, we were there for MLS Cup when the Sounders won. It is wild. But what was your playing background? Did you play as a kid? You played in school? How'd you get into it?
Yeah, I started, I think it was like 5 years old or something like that. Like it was just, I grew up in a very, white, like.
No, but you said Seattle. We said Seattle.
Yeah,
We're good.
I grew up in like a damp white, Volvo driving culture and, lots of Scandinavians.
If you would have said Citroen, we would have thought England, but yeah, damp Citroen.
Yeah. It was, like my main, it was the only sport that I ever like even did decent at. And then, my parents were split up. So like we didn't have select team like money or even bandwidth, like, cause I ski raced too. I was like both. And my,
is that real?
Those, yeah. I was like a competitive
Is that
skier.
just with the downslope thing?
Downhill. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to race uphill on skis. It'll be a little tough.
It's a hell of a race, though. I put money on
race
that
uphill, I think, in like cross country, which is insane to me. They like jog uphill with their skis on. Those people are idiots. And then they have like a gun on their back for some reason. It's just so.
But they don't use it.
It's like a harpoon, right?
No. It's the biathlon. Is you cross country ski and then you like get to these little stations and you have to do target practice. That's the weirdest. Because nobody else is doing that but like Finland and Russia. Like they should just have their own thing and like, okay, you guys go do that. Like nobody wants to do that here.
It's like Tai Chi for the whites. It's technically war training, but we can't show that we're war training.
Alexis, I for real, I high key would love it if there was like Scandinavian neighborhoods and we just like, you went to like one part of New York and there was just like Norwegian guys like cross country skiing to target practice in the park. And gentrifiers are just like, oh man, these people are nuts.
Dude, Finnish town gets wild, man.
Dude, little Helsinki, that place is lit.
You got a duck in the park, bro.
Yeah. They're allowed to have the guns. I don't even know how it's legal. But yeah, I played soccer. I always played club. And then I played in high school, but like I never had the discipline. And it was already like, I don't know if you guys had this experience, but like when I got to the point where I really wanted to play at a competitive level, people were just like, oh, you should have done that when you were like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
For Christian, it was like 32 years old.
Yeah.
I'm making up for lost time.
Can you build a time machine?
When am I actually out of the league? 2 years ago? Cool. All right, never mind that.
Yeah, that's the funny thing too, is like I still feel like I have those moments like where I'm watching a game and I'm like, man, if only a few different things would have happened, I'd be, I could have played for Burnley.
I was watching the Knicks like 8 years ago. And something happened, and I just like in one of those moments where I'm not really thinking what I'm saying. My wife is like on the couch texting on next to me. I just looked at her, and I actually said the words, if I was taller, I could have done it. And she goes, "You're gonna turn that into a bit," and just like walked away. And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. That was stupid."
Yeah, I'm getting injured. Picking up my dog. I just got a dog about 7 months ago, and now I'm getting these new back injuries that are being introduced in my life because I haven't been used to crouching and picking a dog up and picking up poop and all this other stuff. It's there's no hope for me.
Yeah, I think if we went and played like one game in Prospect Park with all the West Indian guys, we would know very quickly the limits of our skills. We'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd also have to call my wife and explain why I'm in the hospital.
Yeah, because
exactly.
we currently play against like the the HR team of Warby Parker. You know what I mean? Like that's the level that we are currently at.
Yeah, the Whole Foods produce section has a mean squad. Their bench is deep. But I had this coach that I linked up with because my friends played for his select team, and this guy, his name is Mike Henderson, and he was this like tiny black guy in Seattle, and he was just like, he was like the soccer guru. Like if you saw him, totally inauspicious, you know, just like this this tiny little black dude, and he coached soccer, and it was his entire life. And my buddy Ben Gown, who could have played MLS, played on his select team, and hooked me up with one of his lower teams. I actually played on that lower team with Macklemore. Sorry to drop that name.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Seattle Sounders owner.
Yeah. Sorry. Is he?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he owns all his music. It was like, I want to say this real quick. A lot of people don't know what it's like to have gone to high school with Macklemore, because you guys all got to go to high school with a white rapper and you got to forget about him. You got to go like, okay.
Yeah.
That guy's fine. He's out there.
Past,
I hope he got sober, you know, but I have to see Macklemore and be like, God, my white rapper is still here.
Is quite possibly the third most famous white rapper.
Yeah. I mean, I would even say arguably second. You know, like behind Eminem. I don't know, you know, who else? Snow. I really don't know. But
how was he as a player? I'm just curious.
Decent, fine.
Okay.
I mean, it was like neighborhood club team. But that guy Mike Henderson, he would call me every night, and he was like the type of coach. This guy, all he did was coach soccer. He would like call all his players every night, and he would just talk for hours. Like if you didn't get off the phone, and he'd ask to talk to your mom, and he'd be like, how is he doing in school? And then he would start talking to you about like, he taught us everything about Brazilian soccer. Like we had to listen to Joe Beam and practice, like all the jerseys from the Brazilian league were like being mixed around. I remember one time I'd gone to Mexico and I bought a Boca Juniors jersey and like some other like South American team jersey. I neither of them were Brazilian, but I gave the Boca Juniors jersey to like this other kid, and then I gave Mike like this jersey from like I don't even know. It probably was like Chivas or something. I don't even know. Yeah. But he like berated me. He was like, and I didn't know. He was like, how dare you give me this? It might even, I might even give him like River or something like that. Like he was
like a rival.
Furious. And, you know, he would record all of the Brazilian league on cassettes, and then he would like pass them around. And he'd be like, go out and watch this, like, you know, Gervinho, or go out and watch this, Ronaldinho Goitia. Like he'd pass it around and be like, watch this Gremio versus Corinthians championship game or whatever. And so that's like how I grew up, was like with this like Brazilian mentality of football. And he also, they were the most, they would never fly as like soccer coaches now in this like precious world of just, I mean, probably healthy, but precious. I remember like, cause I was kind of a little bit of a chubby kid growing up. And I remember I went and I'd lost some weight and I was like getting better at soccer. And I went to like my first practice with this team, and I was so excited that they even let me practice. And I'm playing and they had this Trinidadian dude that helped out the team when his sons played, and his name was Philip. And Philip was like just a head breaker, you know, like he was just this giant, you know, just should have been in jail type of dude. And Mike yells across the field. He goes, "How's Andy doing?" And Philip goes, "Andy is shitty, man." And I was just like,
great. All right. You know, interesting performance review. I see what I have to work on.
Yeah, he ain't got it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I go home now.
I'm going to elaborate on what areas I think I can grow in.
We got more with Andy when we get back after this. baby. We're back on our Cooligans Living Room FC, and we are here with Andy Haynes, hilarious comedian, great podcaster, also the creator of the Champions, which is on Bleacher Report, which is really awesome. So he's a good writer as well. Absolutely. We were talking a little bit about, obviously your soccer career and some of the horrific things you had to go through because you were so bad at it. But let's also talk a little bit about your comedy career, because that's obviously how we met. You've been doing stand-up for quite a while. Do you get a chance, and people ask us this all the time, and we did a comedy tour, a soccer-specific comedy tour, so we got a chance to do soccer jokes. Do you have any jokes about soccer? Have you found that happy medium of doing jokes that are universal enough for a regular audience, but still get to talk about the sport?
Well, quick answer is no. But I have jokes about it, but it's just like, it's like one of those things, like I'm sober. So I have jokes about like sobriety that like when I go do like a sober show, like they get it, and sometimes they'll work with like a normal audience. I mean, I feel like it's a weird thing now where a lot of America knows about football. So it's like they, and I'm talking our football, obviously. But
football.
Fuchiball, yeah. Joga bonito. But I, it's just so hard because you don't know like what people's, the main thing that I like to make fun of, I think you've actually heard this joke, Alexis, is like that bro mentality around soccer where it's like, if you get around like, like a certain type of dude, he's going to be like, oh, soccer is gay. And you're going to be like, well, you just mean boring. That's what you mean. Like, don't say gay. You mean boring.
And gay is the complete opposite. Being gay is the complete opposite of boring. So it makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the joke basically goes like, if I was watching gay porn, you would not call it boring. So do not call soccer boring because that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I have a similar joke where I said like a friend was flipping through the channels and he saw a game. It's just a bunch of dudes sucking each other's, and you can insert the second word. And I was like, I don't think you were watching soccer.
Yeah, that wasn't soccer.
Yeah, bro. I was like, you should probably ask your dad why you have that channel.
I think that was called cricket. I still have no idea how cricket works. There could be a homoerotic element to it, and I'd be like, I guess that's what it is.
It takes 5 days to play, so it's a fun time.
But I've been lucky enough that I got to tour back when the world existed. I got to tour in Europe. I got to do like a bunch of like gigs in the Czech Republic and Germany and all over Sweden, and then I have like a couple clubs that like will always like let me go up in the London area. And so it's like, I've been really lucky. Like when I'm there, I can talk about it, but it's just not the same culturally. Like, I feel like the average British person, they can remember like the time that like Andre Arshavin scored 4 goals, and like you're just like
against
a normal
Liverpool.
Yeah. Like a secretary, knows that in England, but it's just not the same here. They just don't, the culture isn't the same, although they're starting to get it, but I still feel like it's like, it's like this low hanging fruit thing, which is so weird because it's like the #1 sport in the world, and everywhere else. Like when you ask a British person, I have this thing where it's like, it's almost racist where if I meet a British person, I'm like, oh, what club do you support? Which I feel like is like the equivalent of like asking somebody like, I'm not going to insert the generalization I have about another culture, but it's not like in America, for the most part, the people that with soccer are like, college kids, it's changing. Yeah. But like when you go to England, if you're like, oh, do you like support a club? It's like a guy who drives a truck and his name is like Stu. And he like, he's mad about Polish people stealing all his jobs,
It's a different, going to a pub in New York to watch a soccer game is very different than going to a pub. Like I went to a pub just outside the Emirates, and one of the guys there was like, did you Google this pub before you came? And it's like, no. He goes, well, these are all hooligans. Like, these are all very dangerous people you are surrounded by. And you just walked in here with your wife. And I was like, oh, there's a different pub I should go to.
Yeah, like,
we're just honeymooning here. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd never think to, like, not wear your jersey in New York. You'd never be like, oh, I'm going to get my ass kicked for wearing my away jersey for Arsenal, like in the Bronx or something. But I stupidly brought this jersey with me to London the last time I was there, and then I was like, I was like out seeing the sights, and then all of a sudden I was like on White Hart Lane, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be in this jersey. Like, there's a good chance I'm gonna die. So
yeah, it is the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was just I look once the pandemic started and when quarantining began,
comedy
went away. And look, we've spoken to a bunch of comics of like how did you manage? We have this show. So some comics don't have anything. Some comics started a new thing. Everybody had to find ways to be creative. But you started a podcast with your wife that is so funny. It's so awesome.
Thanks, man.
Find Your Beach with Rosebud Baker and Andy Haynes. And one of my favorite things is look, we know a lot of comedians that are married but we don't necessarily get to take a peek behind the curtain. You almost see you guys clearly have a chemistry as far as in your marriage, but the comedic chemistry also works well. So this was a good pairing when it comes to...
It's just multiple dysfunctions layered on top of each other, but they fit together so well.
It's just trauma and no boundaries at all. Just the perfect mixture for a long marriage. No, it's great because it's, we just get most of our shit out by just like roasting each other. And the podcast like has been this amazing kind of like lifesaver, not only because it generated a little revenue, but also it just gave us this outlet. Like we started the first day of quarantine and we weren't even engaged yet. We actually got engaged like the second week of the podcast. And we did it every day for like the first month. We did like 30 days in a row. And then we kept on kind of like backing off as like life normalized. We were like, let's do it 5 days a week. And then we're like 3 days a week. And now we do it 2 days a week. But it's awesome, man. I'd never had a podcast that, how many comedians like start a podcast and they're like, we're going to talk about all our favorite episodes of Cheers. And then, eventually like it doesn't, blow up. You don't get rich in the first 6 months and everybody's like, I'm not going to do this anymore. But this is like, we have this huge fan base and all these people that we're like kind of like intimately involved with, and also gives us like a way to be funny, a couple times a week. And I love it. Yeah,
I just want to applaud you and credit you because one of my favorite clips that you guys posted that made me laugh so hard when you were roasting each other's genitals.
Yes.
Do you remember this? Okay, so this was the wordsmanship, the craft of like of roasting, and I mean it was relentless. It was a riff that just did not stop, and you guys kept it made me laugh so much. And really, this is how you find a loving partner that you can. This is how you're in a good relationship where you can roast each other's genitals, and you love each other more after it.
Yeah, I mean, it really like solidified our love because if you guys know me, you guys knew me before I dated Rosebud and before I was married. And, I have a tendency to be a little bitch, and I'll fully own that. I can be a little bitch. I can be a sensitive little bitch. I'm a Cancer, apparently. That's my sign, not like I'm a Cancer to my family. But she just like, there's no room for it. So it's toughened me up, and it's cool because I'll be like being a little bitch, and my wife is like an expert roaster. She like writes for those like Comedy Central roasts, and so it's like the second that I like catch myself like kind of playing out of hand, she's just dials in on my receding hairline or my weird shoulder blades or my genitals.
Yeah, nothing's off limits. And I remember you did a video where you flew to Iceland for a day to get like chapstick, and it didn't exist. And I text you like, how did you produce that? Or I talked to you, I'm like, what did you do? Like, how did you make it seem like it was real? And you were like, no, it's real. I went to Iceland for one day. And like, you had no money at the time. And I'm like, what are you doing? So when you announced the engagement to Rosebud, I text you, is this real? Before I said congratulations. And you said yes. And then I was like, congratulations. I just want people to know that that's who you are.
I still want to do that show. So if anybody's watching that, it's called Around the World and Andy Haynes, and it's where I fly for an absurd amount of time. I actually, when I did that, I was I was so broke and I had nothing going on.
Yes.
And so I was like trying to kind of launch like just like a YouTube following. And I had this show called After Sheldon. It was on Jash, and it was a fake young Sheldon talk show. And none of my guests ever watched the show. Most of them didn't show up. It was like a complete disaster. But one aspect of that Iceland trip was, so like I think I flew, it was like 9 hours there and 11 hours back. And I was on the ground for like 22 hours maybe. And I just went around and I was asking all the Icelandic people in Reykjavik if they were excited about young Sheldon. And like, it was so funny because in Iceland, you're not afraid of anything. So I literally would like go up and knock on like a cop's car window and I'd be like, hey, are you excited about young Sheldon? And they'd be like, what? But the funniest thing is there was like this heavy metal guy, and I like, he was like washing his car in the back of his house. And I like walked up to him and I was like, hey, are you excited about young Sheldon? And he was like, actually, I think that this kind of entertainment is very capitalistic and shit. I like more cerebral. The Big Bang Theory had its moments. And I was just like, he had like tattoos like all over his body, you know, just like listening to death metal. Only guy that knew. I mean, I asked everybody in Reykjavik if they knew young Sheldon. That was the only guy that knew.
Worth it. Totally
Real
worth it.
established opinion.
All right, we got more with Andy Haynes coming right up. All right, another one in the books. Thank you so much to Andy Haynes for joining us. Hilarious.
And the dogs and Rosebud, of course.
Thanks,
Look
man.
at that.
Yeah.
It's a triple booking. It's 3 for the price of 1. Like I said, Andy's a hilarious comedian. Definitely go check out his work. And when the world returns to a normal place, go see him do some stand-up. But Andy, is there anything you want to plug in particular before we sign off?
I mean, just, go listen to the podcast, Find Your Beach, at Find Your Beach on Instagram. And all my info for what I'm doing is usually on my Instagram page. So that's I'm Andy Haynes, at I'm Andy Haynes, the conjunction, not I am. But yeah, that's where all my dates are. You know, I got that little Linktree Pro subscription. So it's all there, you guys.
Okay, all right. Well, somebody's making money. You love to see it. Okay,
Let's go.
all right. And Andy as well. Also, just a reminder: follow us at Fubo Sports, at Soccer Cooligans, and subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the program. Andy, we have our goal celebration. We need a goal celebration GIF from you. So what would your goal celebration?
Right when that Trinidadian dude yells at your shit, you score a goal. How do you celebrate it?
You know what? Am I allowed to do an homage? Am I allowed to do an homage celebration?
Of course.
Yes, please.
I think, you know, just because he's such a polemical figure, I would love to do the Mario Balotelli jersey reveal. Why is it always me? I would love. And then, I'd mind smoking a cigarette too, because I love Balotelli so much. And that was, I mean, he's just, or maybe the time that he missed the goal trying to do the reverse heel at the
And he got taken out of the game like 2 minutes later. I would love to get Balotelli on the show. That'd be great. All right. So Andy, thank you again for joining us. Let us end the show the way we normally do, as is tradition. So for Andy Haynes, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The